Standing on the top now. No, nothing can move you.
So I don't know what's going on. Then you got, Jimmy Dore and Cornel West, and people taking Cornel West's side and people taking Jimmy Dore's side. My whole thing is, when you got a man like Cornel West on your show, I mean, even though he may not agree with you, I mean, you don't say things when you got a plant in your organization who is teaching you and stuff like that. You pull them to the side and talk about that. You don't do that on TV. Not if you love the man. And you say you love the man, and you say you're going to support the man. No, you don't do that. Just say, hey, look, if you don't mind, I would like to talk to you off camera about some things, but tell me about your campaign. Tell me about your platform. Tell me what you're fighting for. And you say you're going in Trump country. How you plan on talking about that? What are you going to talk about in Trump country? And then if you don't agree with them, you pull them to the side and say, hey, look, I know some people. I know a lot of Trumpeters. Well, I'm quite sure Cornel West knows some Trumpeters too. You got to have a level of respect, a level of decorum. You don't, get frustrated and get hot-headed. I mean, people, you got to understand personality traits. And only reason why I can understand certain people and why they think that way and how they react and things like that, because I studied the personality traits. Jimmy Dore is a choleric, and he has a little bit of sanguine in him. Go look it up. It's more of a choleric. But, as people who, They can be your friend 1 minute, but you've crossed them the wrong way. It's gonna be, if you ain't gonna agree with them, boy. I mean, it's hard for them to disagree and move on sometimes. And it's not. It's the person's personality. It's a lot of people like that. You cross them the wrong way, you can almost get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. Who are you? We not friends. We're not eye to eye. And deep down inside you are, but at that moment you hot-headed. I mean, you got it's like that with a lot of people. Cornel West is more of a melancholy guy, man of love, laid back. It take a lot. You got to really, really push his button to really, really get him to go off. So you have to have said something personal to the guy to try to go off. So you go back and take a look at that video and you see, especially when you're saying, I agree with you, I'm going to look into that stuff. But once I said that's not my priority, then understand my priority and your priority are not the same. It doesn't mean I don't respect your priority and I'm not going to look into your priority, but it's not my priority. Don't mean I'm not going to look into it. Don't mean I'm not going to do something about it. Anyway, what I'm saying is everything is backwards now. Once Jimmy Dore said you got a plant, who's advising you? Then I hear that Peter Dow is. So if he didn't have a plant in his team now, I strongly suggest to you, Cornel West, you might have been right when you talked to Jimmy Dore, said, man, I make my own decision. Don't nobody tell me what to do. At the end of the day, I make my decision. I'm running. I made the decision to run. So don't come telling me I got a plant. Well, you do now. At least I believe he has a track record of being a plant. Peter Dow. How in the blue hell did Peter Dow get on your campaign team? I'm in the bizarro world. You got the man who hated the progressive movement, but now claim he loved the progressive movement, and you got him working on your team. And then Jill Stein, of all people, the one who said you can't have a revolution in a counter-revolutionary party, got a counter-revolutionist on advising him, picked him to be on his team. Stepped down so she can do some initiative for us getting the ballots done. I respect that, but you need to keep Ajamo Baraka on and get some other people from the Green Party on to help with that situation. I'm looking at two cameras right there. What is going on? Jill Stein advising Cornel West to have Peter Dow on his team. That's why once I said, until you get Peter Dow off your team, I'm out, because I know this guy record. You're putting somebody with the ability to sabotage your campaign. He just left Marianne Williamson campaign. Well, he left Marianne Williamson campaign because Marianne Williamson didn't want to use him the way he wanted to be used. That's what it really is. She didn't use him the way he wanted to be used. I guess he wanted to go out there and get more ballot access, and she wouldn't let him, which was dumb. If the man trying to get you ballot access, he'll get you ballot access. But I don't trust a man who dumped on the progressive movement, the movement that Cornel West is supposed to be a part of. He's not, I wouldn't say black first. He's an all people person, even though he's black. He's not going to stop and 100% focus on black issues. That's not Cornel West. He's going to focus on everybody's issues, but he will include direct focus on certain aspect of black issues. And a lot of people are going to get upset when he do it, but he is for everybody. I don't think he'll put black people under the feet of the world in exchange for taking care of everybody. I really believe he will do some things to elevate black people's economics and betterment for their life, and giving them a crime bill or whatnot. Not a crime bill, but a protection bill. I believe Cornel West to do that. But at the end of the day, Cornel West is an everybody person. And you got some black people like that. Me, I'm black first. And once I take care of my community, I mean, I love all communities, but my focus is my community. That's just the way I am. I'm black first before class. I can't be class focused without making sure I'm black focused. And I believe Cornel West is on that end too, and a lot of people don't like it. Talk about class. Yeah, I am. But it starts with my black community. I got to level them up, because we can't do the overall class thing unless I level up my people. We're a force that you need in order to attack. And understand this, folks, and I'll say it again. The lifeblood of capitalism is white supremacy. So you can't talk about defeating the capitalists without talking about white supremacy. And if somebody white are offended about talking white supremacy, that's something wrong with that person. Why would you be offended? I'm not talking about you. If somebody talk about some black people that's doing something, black, no, that's not me. That's when people say the black community or black men. I'm like, be specific, bruh. Are you talking about foundational black Americans? Are you talking about certain people from certain countries that black, certain immigrants? Be specific. We're not all the same. So we know all white people are not the same. So when we say white supremacy, we're not talking about white people in general. We're talking about those certain white people who have certain powers to dominate, control, and things like that, which majority of them are wealthy. And they control, through rank system, those who are part of that particular regime or army to try to control other people. So you can't talk about class issues without dealing with that, because the lifeblood of capitalism is that. Well, let me get off that subject. Anyway, because somebody said, Rob, you going into identity politics. It's not identity. It's just the way it is. Whether you like it or not, it's always been like that since the foundation of this country. It's been like that before the foundation of this country. The lifeblood of capitalism is that. You look at majority of the capitalists in this nation, just in this nation, and you look at the leaders, and you very rarely see some black. And a lot of blacks there, probably some of them got there through book smart, but they are right in stock barrel with some the rest of the capitalists. But let me get off this. What I'm saying is everything is strange. Cornel West got Peter Dow, and Jill Stein advised Cornel West to pick Peter Dow. And what happened to Ajama Baraka? And I mean, it's just weird. It's just crazy. Let me get back to the clone baby, Kyle Kalinske. Now, people are saying, Rob, what's your point of view on that situation between Kyle and his wife, his Stefford's wife, and Bree Joy Gray? I said, I honestly didn't see the whole thing. I've seen some snippets. I didn't get to hear the whole thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the whole thing as much as I can, because I heard Kyle Kalinske just literally, you ever seen the episode of Daffy Duck when his beak is on the floor? Man, I heard Kyle Kalinske kiss Joe Biden's butt so much that his lips literally fell off the floor, ran after Joe Biden. Right now, it's still running after Joe Biden's wrinkled up butt cheeks. But let's take a look at this. And besides fair use, guys, fair use. All right, we went over that. Fair use, YouTube. I demonetize myself. I beat you to it. And I strictly depend on the viewers' support. All right, it's a couple of videos. So here's the first one.
George W. Bush would have never been elected in 2000 without Ralph Nader. Donald Trump would have never been elected in 2016 without Jill Stein. I'm wondering, in 2024, will we be looking back saying Donald Trump would have never been reelected and continued his assault on American democracy, except for the candidacy of, say, Cornel West?
Now, what you see here is Crystal and Kyle in their elder age. Because this would be the same talking point of Crystal and Kyle, minus at least they acknowledge that it wasn't Ralph Nader. It wasn't Jill Stein. Because they know that you have to earn somebody's vote. And they know this. That's why they're telling you, look, I'm letting you know Joe Biden should get your vote because he earned it. Look what he did. And they really ain't doing jack. But they doing the same thing. Listen to this mess, man. I'm seeing Kyle and Crystal right here.
Or a no labels candidate. Now, let's again just be clear. I feel like I have to say this. You talk to anybody no labels, they will tell you they have one goal, and that's keeping Donald Trump out of the White House. So we'll see what happens there. But let's just talk about Cornel West. How devastating is it if Cornel takes two?
Stop with the taking, dude. How devastating if Cornel takes. So nobody can take a vote. Votes are always proudly given, you numbnut. We done been through this, guys. People are smart enough not to slut vote. People are going to vote who they appreciate. People are going to vote for people who really got their best interest. People are going to vote for. People are not going to be doing this, what you call strategic voting. It's strategic to you. It's what do I need to do or say to try to shame these people, dump on these people to not vote for this guy, no matter how good he is. And yes, he's great. We love him. And he has a track record of doing for the people way better than Biden, a long history. He's not a bigot. He's not a pathological lying bigot racist with rape allegation like Biden and Trump. So we know this guy would make a good president, but we ain't got time for all that stuff right now. He's going to steal votes.
3-4% from Joe Biden in 2024.
Well, Joe, I think if he takes that 2 to 3%, it's going to be from the constituencies that we just talked about. And I think that could absolutely make the difference. Donald Trump will be elected or not reelected, I think, based upon no labels and Green Party's Cornel West. I don't think there's any question about his inability to get a majority of the American electorate and a majority.
No, Donald Trump will win if you guys don't go out there and campaign and earn a vote. If you guys haven't done nothing to convince the people that I'm on your side. Matter of fact, they don't want neither one of you running. That's how bad it is with the people in YouTube. They don't want neither one of you, and they sure don't want Joe Biden running. But they don't want neither one of you. They want a third party person because they believe that third party person may do something on their behalf if they put them in office. You guys scared that now is more evident error. You got to blame Joe Biden. You got to blame Donald Trump. That when they were in office, they didn't make dramatic moves to lift the people up. Donald Trump should have went straight Medicare for all, and the Congress should have backed him up during the COVID era. But no, you didn't. Biden should have took care of that student debt loan. And let me tell you something about the student debt loan. Most people ain't paid to go to college. Most people don't go to college. But you expect that to be a priority to you. Let me keep going. I'm sorry.
Of the Electoral College.
So, Rev, let's engage on that subject real quick. I did a story this week about Democrats being nervous about exactly this scenario, that it would, because this race is going to be close, which is on the margins, whether it is a no labels candidate. Those close to the president are far more concerned about a Cornel West figure or the professor himself stealing away just enough progressive, young votes, black votes, whatever it might be, to tip the scales. Now, most Democratic, even big progressive names like Bernie Sanders and AOC have all said, no, we have to stay with the president. The stakes are too high. But we have seen Donald Trump made some inroads with black men in 2020. How do you combine all these things? How worried should the White House be?
Again, message and messenger. The question is, and I know and have a lot of respect for Cornel West. I've not talked to him since the announcement, so I don't know what his strategy is. But I think the way you handle this is, do we, with Donald Trump looming, Do we want to make a statement or do we want a government? And I think that you've got to talk to people just that clear. We absolutely need to make statements, but do we do it at the expense of losing government? A government that we see is bent on erasing everything that was won for blacks, for women, for gays since the civil rights movement. And I think you take this head on. Rather than ignore it, rather than having something wrong with your body and you don't go to the doctor, you deal with the potential problem, you deal with the issues that are being raised, which may be the reason they're running. And if you deal with the issues, I think that you have people will make a real mature decision.
Now, Butterbean Head hits a good point. Hey, you got to go there and you got to talk to the people and listen to their needs and fulfill it. If you ain't gonna fulfill the people need, they're gonna fulfill the need to stay their butt home. They're gonna fulfill the need to not support you. They're gonna fulfill the need not to give you any donations, not a god doggone dime. They're not gonna pick up a phone. They're not gonna knock on the door because you ain't did nothing the first time we put you in. Folks, this is serious business, this campaigning. If you're not going to do the will of the people, the hell with you. Why are we putting you in office? Now, this is one thing I can say about that guy on the right. He gives his base some of the things they want. What have Biden done? Biden needs to step his game up. Well, he can't step no game up, and man can't even go up steps. He can't. But much as I heard it through the grapevine, because it reminded me of California Raisin, much as Sharpton is right, the message and the action, Sharpton, action. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Now, Cal and other people talk about the list of achievement of things that Biden done. Those things are not effective toward most people in this country. We're going to get into it in a few seconds. But you got to change your messaging and you got to do some things. You ain't doing enough. And the people saying enough.
But don't avoid the issues that's being raised.
All right. Reverend Al Sharpton, thank you very much for being on this morning.
You welcome, Cal and Crystal. I mean, Mika and Joe. Joe, I'm telling you, they the same people, man. That's them. That's them in the next 20 years or 30 years. All right, let's get to the next video.
Quickly, if they hijacked the primary against Bernie Sanders, who actually had a chance,
that's a great
versus
point.
somebody who they don't like at all, and they won't even allow the debate, I don't think he has a chance because they will obstruct, they will usurp anybody's right to run against Joe Biden. We've seen it time and time again, and I don't think that changes here with RFK.
And that's another reason why people aren't not supporting Joe Biden, and that's another reason why his poll numbers are neck and neck with Donald Trump, who's been indicted, been arrested, been lied on, cheat on. Everything has happened to this guy, and he's still neck and neck with Joe Biden. You can do whatever you can to that guy. The only way you're going to get him out of office is you got to find some way to constitutionally make him not able to run. Because that guy, he will beat you in jail. That's how bad you guys are. And he ain't all that. But that's how bad you are, because when you had an opportunity to get something done for the people, you just dangle the carrot in front of us. Oh, you just talk that good game. Oh, baby, when we get home, I'm gonna tear your behind up. So you get home, get in the bed, and go talk all that trash, ain't doing nothing.
Now, a dare from Democratic Congressman Dean Phillips to other Democrats.
Democrats are telling me that they want not a coronation, but they want a competition. If we don't heed that call, shame on us. And the consequences, I believe, are going to be disastrous. So my call is to those who are well-positioned, well-prepared, of good character and competency, they know who they are, to jump in, because Democrats and the country need competition. It makes everything better. That's my call to them right now.
The panel is back with me. I mean, that's pretty amazing to have a sitting Democrat go out there, a House Democrat go out there. And he said he doesn't want to run but that other Democrats should get in and run against a sitting president.
But boy, that's a can of worms that most Democrats that I talk to are afraid of opening. I mean,
which is the right call. Run for office. This is America. You can run for office. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they don't want this person to be challenged. You run. They don't want Crowley to be challenged, but AOC won, and now she's becoming Crowley. They don't want Jamal Bowman to run against Engel. They don't want him to run against him, but he did. He beat Engel, and he's worse than Engel. You're encouraged to run. This is America. Everybody, if you qualify, you have a right to run, and nobody shouldn't be trying to shame you because you're running. Or you're going to cause somebody to, you're going to cause Trump to win. So, no, I know I won't. You will. You will, because I'm a better candidate. And if you don't vote for me, you cause Trump to win. I'm better than this guy. If you don't vote for me in the primary, then you going to cause Trump to win, because that guy can't beat Trump. I know I can. So Trump win is your fault. It's not mine. I put myself in a position to win. I'm running. It's your job to vote for me. See, folks, don't let these people try to do a head fake on you and make you feel shame and feel bad. No, you. You didn't do right by us, but you expect us to give you another 4 years. But Trump, but you. You about to start a nuclear war and get us all killed. You hollering but Trump, I'm hollering but bombs, but nuclear war. And that's just one thing. But here's Dana Bash, brain frozen. You got these intellectuals on these platforms that's getting paid millions of dollars a year. I think Dana probably make what, a couple million a year? Just brain frozen. That's just amazing. He's asking somebody to challenge the president. Woman, if you don't shut your mouth with that mess.
History will show that when a president is challenged in a primary, that is a problem for them. George H.W. Bush, Jimmy Carter, etc. Look, he says he doesn't want to run for president, hasn't ruled it out. Some of his fellow members, I was talking to a fellow Minnesota member who thinks that his ego has gotten a little bit inflated here because he's talking about this. Who knows? He has said early on, he's been saying for months that he thinks that the president's age is an issue and other people should be a younger infusion of people. But it's harder to actually put a campaign together than it is to talk about it. So color me skeptical.
It's supposed to be a problem for them. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of challenging. You're not going to get this easy. You're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to prove that you're hungry and you want it. I'm not just going to give it to you. Folks, like I said, we're in the bizarro world. We're supposed to be a freaking freedom, a free country. Let freedom reign. But when you say no challenger, that is totalitarianism, that is fascism. When you won't let somebody challenge you for a political position. Yeah, we could talk about Donald Trump, and yeah, him saying, I didn't tell them, I just told them to go down there and peaceful. Donald Trump could have said, look, don't worry about it. I got this. You know they're going to take his speech, even if he wasn't trying to ignite or incite a riot, and he just say, just go up there and do some easy protests. You're going to have infiltrators that's going to say, I'm going to do some easy protests, all right, and they're going to tear stuff up, and they're going to blame him. They're going to say he was speaking in code, or they know what he wanted. He knew what they wanted, and he made it clear that, look, he's upset, and we need a revolution to keep this country safe, even though he said, be peaceful. All it takes is one signal, one word, and that's that. So for somebody to say, well, Trump is innocent in that situation when it comes to the January 6th thing, I'm not going to say that, man. And then I'm not going to entertain Tucker Carlson saying, oh, they was just some peaceful people. Yeah, you probably had some peaceful people there, but you had some infiltrators there ready to wreck shop. When I go protest, I don't throw bricks in windows, but there's going to be some people that's going to throw bricks in windows. And if I'm anywhere near them, they're going to probably lock my butt up too, thinking that I did it too, because association brings simulation. You're accessory to the crime just by being there. Like I said, Bizarro world, things have flipped over its head. We are upside down in here when America is telling people you shouldn't ask for a challenger. This guy should be able to get another 2, 4, 5 years, whatever, just because. We shouldn't challenge him at all. They're basically saying that, look, you should be able to run. Some people saying, look, I don't understand why people challenging the president. Then you got some people saying the president should be challenged. What world are you in? This is America. This should not be a fascist country. To say nobody should challenge the person in power right now, that's fascist talk. It should always be a challenger. I don't care what party you in. I don't care if it's a primary or not. You should always have a challenger, and the challenger should always step up. And that's what Bernie Sanders used to say. And he said, I'm trying to figure out who's going to challenge Barack Obama in 2012. I may, but I got other stuff I need to do. Nowadays, Bernie Sanders saying nobody should challenge the incumbent president. The president that is in power right now. Upside down world. What the heck is going on with you people?
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Huh?
You should challenge the president. Oh, Joe Biden should be the president. He shouldn't be challenged. We still got work to do. Bernie Sanders. What is going on? Now we got these people saying, they used to say third party, I support third parties. Bernie used to say it. Cal Kalinske used to say it. Crystal Ball used to say it. All these people used to say it, but now, no, you're going to get us Trump, and Trump going to turn this place into Nazi Germany. Not before Joe Biden do. We could never be Nazi Germany if a nuclear bomb come and eviscerate all of us because of a freaking war with Russia, and we keep meddling in it. Get out of here with this stuff. All right, so let me go to the next video. Hopefully this play. So basically, Dana Bash was like, nobody should challenge it. The other guy was like, yeah, we should. He ain't running, but, I don't know what these guys talking about. He's saying we should challenge. There should be more people getting the race, but that's just going to cause us to get Trump. Folks, these people going to be singing the same tune over and over again. Same old song, Billy Joel.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Representative Phillips, his sentiment about Joe Biden is being talked about loudly. Like you said, Democrats might say some things behind closed doors, but they're not, going on TV and discussing it. But I do think he is representing perhaps some anxiousness among Democrats who are a little nervous about what a Biden and Trump matchup looks like. We know from polling that the two seem to be in a dead heat if both are the nominee. So that is making some Democrats a little nervous. But I'm not sure if his view is widespread.
I think if Donald Trump is not the Republicans' nominee, there may be a moment when everybody in the Democratic Party goes, "Oh, shouldn't we have had a conversation about other people running?" But until that moment, I don't see it. And it is true, to the congressman's point, that a lot of Democrats say they wish they had an alternative. But when you ask them who, there's zero consensus on anyone whose numbers come close to Joe Biden.
And let's just look at what Democratic primary voters think about the notion of nominating somebody else. 64% before in July of 2022. Now it's down to 50%. But that is half.
Right.
I mean, the feeling, the sentiment, and the reality might be very different things.
I think that if this happened, what it would mean is a full-on ideological discussion about the Democratic Party. So 100%. You would have, from my ear falls out here. You would have, the essentially the same arguments we saw relitigated in the 2016 and 2020 campaigns with Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden litigated in this. The Vice President Harris, would she be the front runner in this scenario? A lot of worms, and that's why people don't want to talk about it.
me.